it go down. There was 6,000 some people.
It was triple. It was triple the previous record put option, not just on airlines, but against American and United specifically. And then it came out in German papers. Buzzy Krongard, executive director of the CIA, his firm had made the majority of the bets.
Well, here's the problem. In order for you to make a bet, they have to know who you are so they can pay you off if you win, or know who to collect it from if you lose, right?
Yes, sir.
How come nobody's ever brought those folks in for a hearing to find out? The other thing is, in your home state, when that what am I trying to say? The astronauts, when they rocket blew up over Texas, remember that?
Yes.
And they was announcing, if anybody take anything away from the crime scene, that's a felon, because this is an open crime scene. And yet, here September the 11th, they took all of the debris, they carried it to a little mafia place in Brooklyn, that's who was doing the hauling, put it on barges, and then shipped it to China. And nobody's been indicted for interfering with a crime scene. And so when you stop and think about, how they do it, and all of the papers, we choose sides. This is a good paper. This ain't none of them.
But let's not forget who ran security on the World Trade Center, Marvin Bush's company. But his contract ended September 10th. But let's go further. Newsweek and AP reported Bush signed the launch order to attack Afghanistan September 10th, and they attacked Kabul the night of the attack. How did he have the aircraft carriers 2 months before ready? How did he have 44,000 U.S. troops in Tajikistan, Uzbekistan? How did he have his brother declare martial law in Florida the day before?
Yep. I mean, when you stop and think about, it's so open and plain. But then I go back to what I said before. When you have a nation that's 1/6 of the world's population, but consumes 94% of the world hard drugs, that's not counting alcohol, nicotine, and caffeine. And let me tell you something else, brother. Every 30 seconds, you and I have been talking, a woman in America has been beat up by her boyfriend or husband. Not no Taliban. So when you stop and think about this country we call America the beautiful, there's a whole lot of things have to happen before this country gets back to be the beautiful country that we want to believe.
It's become America the Babylon.
Yes. Well, I put it better one than that. You know the story of Simon and Gomorrah, right?
Yes.
If this God don't do something to America quick, then God owes a serious apology to Simon and Gomorrah. So somewhere, now here's where I fit in. I'm looking at this, and I'm saying, oh God, when you take those, listen, we spend trillions of dollars a month for security, and you tell me some snotty-nosed punk, little dudes from a foreign country that can't speak English, most of them ain't never been to college, can slip in. It's just like the Mexicans coming across the border. Look, if you got Mexicans coming across the border, can't read or write, never been to school, if they can get across that border, what is the KGB doing? What is French intelligence in Britain? They're not doing nothing because we're not going to permit them to come across. So when you see these folks coming across the border, they're not coming across because they love America. They coming across because they're coming over here to get jobs. And if I came to Austin, Texas today and opened up a liquor store and only sold liquor to 13-year-old children and down, if you're 13 and 9, you can buy whiskey. If you're a cop, you don't come and arrest the children, you arrest me. So why are we going to arrest the Mexicans coming over the border instead of arresting the people that's luring them over with jobs? And you do that very simple. If your company gets caught hiring illegals, you lose the right to do business for 30 days.
But they don't want to stop it because they want to drive down the wages.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying the American people is bitter with the folks that's coming through for the jobs instead of being bitter. It's a funny thing about American mentality. We will always attack the underdog. Do you know how many people I speak to, man, is fighting for your life? Oh, man, look, man, can you believe he's taking on this and he's taking on that? One person with courage has always been the majority. And so consequently, when you stop and think about, and see, you're too close to understand your influence. I'm out here. I try to do 250 days a year. I travel 24 hours a day, and your name keeps coming up. Man, I heard this here. And see, it's kind of interesting. When I go to a doctor I trust, that I thought my headache was a headache, and then you tell me it's a brain tumor, I don't need no second opinion. I trust you. Well, that's the way people feel about you across this country. They trust you, and so people who don't have the research and the finances to do the research, they pick it up, and they know, and then they promote it to their mother, to their friends, to their children. And so...
And well, let me ask you this question. I've now discovered from insiders that Glenn Beck is taking what Oprah Winfrey does and what I do, and he has a team that fuses it together and then puts a pro-torture, pro-war, pro-patriot act on it. And he's now copying but twisting. What do I do about that? Because I feel dirty that my message that I mean to be good and pure is being turned into a counterfeit.
Well, let me tell you this here. Let's say you own General Motors, right? And I'll go buy me a Cadillac and use it to stick up a bank. Ain't a damn thing you can do about it. You're not making it for me to stick up banks, but when I buy it, I got a right to use it as a getaway car. so it just makes us smarter and slicker and hipper. And so there's nothing you can do about it. But you see, all of this will be exposed. Look.
Well, Dick, stay there. Dick Gregory's our guest. Amazing. DickGregory.com. We're going to get into a whole bunch of other issues on the other side. Stay with us. Amazing interview. Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
What is a wind generator?
How can the wind produce power for a small cabin?
How can wind energy be stored and used during an emergency?
Can I assemble my own wind generator?
For answers to questions about wind power, visit windbluepower.com. Did you know the wind could provide your family with emergency power? It can with a wind generator from windbluepower.com. Learn how our amazing LightBreeze wind generator kits start charging a 12-volt battery and just 6 mile per hour wind. Or see the new Cyclone X2 dual kit featuring 2 wind generators on just 1 tower. And learn why schools and universities across the country utilize our products to teach about wind power and alternative energy at windbluepower.com. All kits qualify for a 30% IRS tax credit for residential energy efficient property. Enter coupon code RADIO for a 5% discount at windbluepower.com. That's windbluepower.com, or call 800-976-0026. That's 800-976-0026.
Attention gun owners. You're into guns and many people you know are into guns. Well, someone needs to maintain, clean, and repair those guns, and it could be you. Now get a free How-To Gunsmith DVD sampler from AGI, the American Gunsmithing Institute. Learn the art of professional gunsmithing as a part or full-time career. Develop a lucrative business by learning the art of gunsmithing through over 71 exclusive DVD training courses. Get started today by ordering our free DVD sampler video and catalog at AmericanGunsmithDVD.com. See how to quickly learn firearm disassembly, reassembly, accurizing, customizing, super tuning, refinishing, trigger repair, and much more for rifles, pistols, and shotguns. To order your free DVD sampler and catalog, call 800-367-9792 or go to AmericanGunsmithDVD.com. Ask about a bonus $10 savings coupon when you call 800-367-9792 or go to AmericanGunsmithDVD.com. Learn how. Learn now with AmericanGunsmithDVD.com.
DickGregory.com is the website. Our sites are Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Dick's going to be with us about 20 minutes into the next hour. Amazing interview. I want to get into a host of issues. You know, we forget about Commerce Secretary Ron Brown. I mean, after Dick Gregory exposed it and the colonel leaked him the photos, I mean, they shot those guys in the head and blew the hatch, and Special Forces put on their mask, and then they remote controlled it into a mountainside over in Serbia. And they killed him. He said, if I go down, Clinton's going down. They said, you die. And they killed that whole group of CEOs on board that plane. They're not playing games. Just like they're stealing the death benefits of the dead troops, Bloomberg. Just like they're telling you DU's good for the troops. I mean, these are some cold, hardcore killers. People say, well, why are you still alive? Well, they may end up killing me someday. But the point is they know that'll make my message that much stronger. And they can't kill us all. Back when they killed Martin Luther King or Kennedy, we didn't have an internet. We didn't have tens of millions of people awake. We didn't have people coming together. Dick Gregory, getting into black leadership, because you've been there from the very beginning as a true leader, standing up against the oppression, you know, the modern slavery that was still going on, Jim Crow, all of it. But then I look at Margaret Sanger. I've done deep research. I actually sent off to the universities and got the actual letters, not just stuff on the internet, where she said, look, we got to kill these subhuman weeds. And we've got to pose as liberals. We got to hire black leaders. We got to pose as liberals. And we're going to get these people. And they have. I mean, 51% of black people that would have existed after 1973 don't exist. And that's why it's good that Glenn Beck, you know, had one of the nieces of Martin Luther King up there speaking about that. It's good that he's starting to be forced to cover that. So I don't, it's just that I know what's behind it. It's just to get our trust. Yeah. But I mean, a brief segment, but speaking about the black leadership, the fake leadership.
Before we go into that, let me just finish up my September 11th piece.
Oh, go ahead, sir. Sorry. Yeah, I'm ranting.
I decided, looking at the firefighters and the first responders running into a building when everybody else was running out. And just looking at there's 900 first responders have died because of what was in the air, and nobody give a damn. So I decided this September the 11th that I was going to go on a fast. My birthday is October the 12th, 1932. So I'll be 78 this year. In 2 years, I will be 80. So I decided that as of right now, I'm eating no more solid food until my 80th birthday, and fasting and praying and asking people around the world at 12 noon every day at your time, just tune in to a meditation or a prayer that the truth will come out. Now, the folks that believe the truth is out, then why not pray? Pray that the truth will come out. Those of us that know what the truth is, you'd be surprised. You see, these folks can mess with this, they can do this, but the one thing they can't do, on a clear night, look up at the Big Dipper and the Milky Way. They can't mess with that. And the same force that put the Milky Way and the Big Dipper and the universe together put us together. And when you tune into that type of power, the rest of the stuff is just chump stuff. And so that's why somebody asked me today on the radio show, you've been fasting for 40 years. What did your doctor think? My doctor been dead 30 years. Experience. And so, again, that's one person. And let me tell you something. Brother Jones, when's the last time the New York Times did a front page story on you?
No, they've never done it.
When's the last time you had the cover of Parade magazine?
Never.
All right. I say that to say this. When the universe picks you, it leaves no footprints. It tells you you don't have to be validated by the Washington Post or the New York Times or NBC. I've got your back, brother. I have validated you, and that's all that counts. And let me tell you the effect that we have. See, we look at things, and sometimes we don't know what it means.
Look, this is so deep, sir. Stay there. 1 minute break. Coming right back with Dick Gregory. This is an amazing interview, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.
Alex Jones here with urgent information concerning trendsresearch.com. The Trends Journal distills the voluminous ongoing research of the Trends Research Institute into a concise, readily accessible form. By tracking 300 separately defined domestic and international trends, the Trends Journal establishes the connections that others fail to see or misinterpret. Gerald Salente's Trends Journal allows you to anticipate change, recognize the implications, and take protective strategies. individual readers from every walk of life.